YouTube channel. That's it. So you guys, have you heard about this crazy news? What happened about a Georgia man killed his wife and burned her? It's just insane. People have lost their mind. People are unhinged. People need to find Christ. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand what is going on in the world that husbands are killing their wife is killing their husband. I know that this goes on in the world, but this story is just crazy. And it was brought to my attention that a friend of mine sent me a link, and I'm like, oh my gosh, did this really happen? And this happened like in August, and I'm like, I didn't even hear about this story, so I'm going to talk about it. So Kenneth Hardin, a 39-year-old man, was arrested in Louisiana after the fact that he shot his wife to death, and they've been married for 14 years. 14 years, have 2 children together, 2 boys, and he killed his wife while the kids were asleep in the room. How unhinged are you? How deranged are you to do that? To kill the mother of your child in the room, in the house where your 2 boys were sleeping. Thank God they didn't hear that. Thank God they didn't witness that, because that would have traumatized them forever. Forever. He shot his wife, then he took the body, buried her in the back. No, first he burned her, then he buried her in the backyard in a shallow grave. Then after that, he called his dad, gave his dad his last testing will, money, everything, and then just basically confessed to his father that he killed his wife, and he fled to Louisiana. Thank God that his father has some sense and called the cops. Called the cops and let the police know, law enforcement, like, hey, my son just told me that he just killed his wife and burned her and buried her, and he fled. So luckily they had the license plate. They arrested him, and he went peacefully. But my thing is, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, it had to take a really deranged person to actually do that to someone, the mother of your child, to shoot her to death, then burn her, and then bury her in your backyard in a shallow grave, and your children were right there in the house. Now, apparently there was some domestic violence occur in that 14-year marriage. She didn't want to leave. She thought that that he would change, that it wouldn't happen again. And I just want to say this to all the women and all the men. People don't change. I'm sorry. I know people don't change when it comes to that. I'm sorry. Once they have a tendency of violence and hitting you and telling you that they're sorry, and then it keeps repeating itself over and over again, you have to leave. You have to flee. And I know that's hard to do, especially, you know, with women. They have children. They want to stay together in the family. They don't want to break up their family. But you got to think of your life and your children, because it doesn't end well. Obviously, with this situation, it didn't end well. And this was a beautiful woman. Her name was Carrie Hardin as well. Very successful woman. She had her business and everything, and her life was taken short because this deranged, unhinged man, her husband of 14 years, just killed her. Just killed her because he was just not there in the head. And supposedly he's a pastor. That's even worse, because he's a pastor. He's supposed to be a man of God, and you took a life. You took a life. Now God has to take a life, meaning that he's going to spend the rest of his days in prison. That's it. He won't get to see his 2 boys grow up, get married, go to college, have children of their own. None of that stuff. And they lost their mother too. So both boys lost both parents. And for what? Because he was just out of his mind. His mind was not right, and supposedly he's supposed to be a pastor, a man of God, and you took another person's life. So what I'm saying is domestic violence is serious. It's a serious thing. And if you come across that, and if you in that situation, get out. Tell a friend, tell a coworker, tell anyone, report it. Just don't close a blind eye and thinking that this person's going to change because he or she said that they love you and they want to make it work. No. If it keeps happening over and over again, that's not love. That is controlling. That is manipulation. It's just dangerous. It's just dangerous. And someone's life is going to be taken. And unfortunately with this woman, her life was taken by her husband. So I'm telling you, from hearing this and from speaking with experience of family members that I know that who've been through domestic violence, it doesn't work well. And people that I know, one of my family members, they walked away, thank God, because they knew that it was not a safe environment, for their child and for themselves. And they knew that if they would stay, someone would end up dead. So it's not easy to walk away. No one doesn't want a broken family, but then your children will be affected by this because they're learning from their father or mother, and then thinking that's okay to do it to the next person, and it's just like a repeating cycle, and it's not okay. Domestic violence is not okay. It is not okay for a man or a woman put their hands on you, period. That's not love, that's controlling. And if you're in a situation like that, I plead with you and I beg of you just to leave out of that situation. Go to a friend's house, go to a shelter, even though that's the last thing that you want to do. Go to a shelter, go somewhere that you are safe and your children are safe, away from that environment, because that person has to find themselves and fix themselves. You can't do anything for them. You can pray for them, but they have to be willing to change. They have to be willing to change within themselves. There's nothing that you can do for them but pray for them and then walk away. Doesn't matter how amount they tell you how much they love you, if they give you gifts, shower you with flowers or chocolates or clothes or jewelries. Doesn't make up for the abuse. Doesn't make up for the bruises on your face, broken bones, hips, but then putting their hands on your child. It doesn't excuse that at all. So what I'm saying and what I'm urging you is, if you are going through that, please reach out, call the hotline number to seek help, to seek counseling. Again, talk to a friend, pack up your stuff. Don't even tell the person, your significant other, that you're leaving, because if you do that, then that is going to agitate them and make them more pissed off, and then they end up killing you, point blank, period. They're going to end up killing you. So my advice is to walk away and leave that situation, because if you don't, someone's going to end up dead, or even worse. And that's what happened to this beautiful woman, that this man took her life. Kenneth took his wife's life, Carrie Hardin. And it's just unfortunate, and it's just not right. And I pray that the judge threw the book at him. He pled himself guilty. He did it, and that's it. You know, there shouldn't be any trial. He already he already confessed to his dad that he killed his wife. So all they have to do is just do a sentence, and then just have him spend the rest of his days in prison without any possibility of parole, period. That's it. So that's all I have to say about that topic. Let me know if you heard about this story. Again, I didn't even know about it. This happened on August 23rd of this year. And usually I'm on top of my stories, but because of this whole big Diddy trial and what's been going on with other cases that I'm working on, that I just got sidetracked of this. But let me know if you heard about this story about this Georgia man killed his wife, shot his wife, burned her, and then buried her, and then he wanted to flee. So let me know your thoughts and opinion about it, and let me know if you or anyone that you know experience any domestic violence, abuse, and if you are experiencing that, if you know someone that's is in that situation, please encourage them. Please encourage them to leave. Please, talk to them and let them know that what's best for them and their safety. And if they have children, that they should just get out of that situation and just leave. Just leave and walk away, so no one else doesn't get hurt in the process. Because was just unfortunate. I feel bad for the children. I really do. I really feel bad for them because they no longer have a mother, and their father is going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Again, thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. Please comment below and let me know your thoughts, because I would love to hear your thoughts and what you think about this whole situation. And that's it. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.